I am Dr. Shirley Whitaker. I'm a nephrologist in the Springfield, Massachusetts area, and today I'm talking with one of my patients, Mr. James Scott. Mr. Scott has been my patient for about 5 to 6 years, and when I met him, his blood pressure was extremely high, and because of his blood pressure being high, his renal function was worsening, and over a 4-year period, we worked together and was able to keep him off dialysis, but now he's on dialysis, and we just want to talk about that. So, Mr. Scott, how long have you been on dialysis?
In October, it'll be about a year. It'll be a year.
Okay. Were you scared to go on dialysis?
I didn't want to go on it, I'm going to tell you that. But I wasn't scared, but I didn't want to go on it.
How has it changed your life?
It didn't change it a lot. It changed it though, because I have to go and get, my arm stuck. But anyway, if you do everything you're supposed to do, it don't really change it that much. You can still live your life perfectly if you just do what you're supposed to do.
What are the things you're supposed to do?
Well, you gotta maintain your water fluid. You gotta maintain the different things you eat, because I have a potassium problem, so I have to keep my potassium controlled.
How you do that?
I don't eat certain things that make potassium high.
Such as?
Bananas, peanuts. Let's see what else.
This time of year, people love tomatoes.
Yeah, but I can't fool with tomatoes at all. I don't even fool with them at all. I do it once in a while, but not much. I cheat sometimes. Yeah. Okay. I cheat. I ain't gonna lie.
My patient cheat. But
I work out too. I exercise a lot.
What kind of exercise do you do?
I do 100 crunches in the morning, and I do 80 crunches at night, and I walk 3 miles.
A day?
Every other day.
Every other day. So.
But on the weekend, both days.
Okay. What are your dialysis days?
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
So, what time do you go to dialysis?
I leave at the house at 5:20. Hopefully they open the door at 5:30, but normally they don't. About 5:45, and I'm usually on by 6 o'clock.
Okay. So how long are you on?
4 hours.
So what do you do while you're sitting there for 4 hours?
Watch TV.
Uh-huh.
Or sleep. That's it. I try to sing now and then, but I don't try to get into that too hard.
So you basically sitting there trying to find things to do to use up that 4 hours. What is the hardest thing you found about being on dialysis? What would you say the hardest thing on being on this dialysis was blank?
In the beginning, it was getting the needles stuck in, because I'm not used to seeing needles that big going to my arm. They're giant needles.
Can I see your arm? Can we see your arm? So.
The 2 spots they go.
So this is where they put 2 needles in, right?
Yeah, 2.
And one take blood out.
And one put blood in.
Put the blood back in. But that blood go through this machine.
Right.
And that machine cleanses it.
Right.
Okay. So what's painful about this?
It ain't painful unless you put the cream on. You don't put the cream on.
So there's a cream you put on there.
Yeah, I gotta put some lidocaine on it for an hour before I start.
And it's sort of like lidocaine that they inject in your mouth, but it's in a cream form.
Right.
That's put on here. You put it on before you come.
Yeah.
And it numbs it up, and that makes sticking those huge needles in there less painful.
Right. A whole lot less painful. Yeah. Without it, you'll be in pain.
Pain the whole time, or just when they're sticking it in?
Just when they're sticking it.
So they stick this in, and the nurses, while you're on there, they're monitoring several things. Do you know some of the things they're looking at?
They check your blood pressure. Your blood pressure comes every half an hour. That comes on a regular basis, every half an hour, your blood pressure. Then what else they check? They check your heart rate, I guess. I don't know how, but they check everything with it. It goes.
They look at that machine, the monitor.
They go in there on the machine on like every 15 minutes or so, and they just always hitting buttons. I don't know all the buttons I can't see.
Yeah. The thing is that the idea is that they take all the blood out of your body, and they push it through that machine and bring it back.
Yep. And you got to pay attention to if you got a green light or a white light, because the white light means that your blood flow is not pulling out good. So you're getting a dialysis, but you're not getting a good dialysis unless you have the green light.
So when you say a good dialysis, what does that mean?
That means it's cleaning you really good.
And cleanse with dialysis, in this case this is hemodialysis because they're taking the blood out and cleansing it through this machine. But cleansing that blood, the purpose of the dialysis machine is to remove this blood and basically it's like a washing machine. You're supposed to remove certain impurities from your blood and send it back. And extra removes fluid. It removes a lot of too much potassium. Your potassium is too high, and it tries to imitate what the kidney is supposed to do. That's what that machine is trying to do. We are not skillful to be exactly what God gave you, but this is the closest thing that we have to that.
Yeah, but they're not always right either with that either, because they can pull too much out, and you catch these cramps in your calf that are so painful.
So you're trying to imitate what the kid with your regular kidneys, they're probably not doing that.
But you have to learn how to know your body. So when you go on that machine, you tell them people how much to pull with you and what to do with you. Because if you don't learn how to do that, then you'll go through some suffering with that too.
You know, sometimes you're in a certain unit, the nurses know you, they know how to dialyze you, and you know how to say, I am having a problem. I had a patient who went to France, and he didn't speak the language, so he didn't know how to tell them that he was cramping in French.
Oh, my goodness.
So when you're here, you're going to, some people say, I travel all over the world, but different parts of the world may dialyze different, and you need to know the language, and it's, you get used to that if you want to travel, but have to be aware of the fact that if you go to another country, that their techniques may be different.
Well, I won't be going to France. If they can't tell me I can't tell a cramp, I ain't going to France.
Well, I think they probably hopefully have someone that speaks some English.
Yeah.
In his case, he was in trouble because he was having problems pointing at his leg, and he said, Doc, they didn't know I didn't know how to tell them. So, but you would know before you go there, and you'll make those changes.
Them cramps ain't the cramps to kind of go away. They got to give you saline to make them go away.
Give it fluid back.
Yeah, or they won't go away.
Yeah.
And it's real painful. Real painful.
So, besides adjustment in your fluid and the potassium, what other adjustment have you had to make being on dialysis?
Well, I try to keep my weight controlled a little bit because I think, cause when I first started, I didn't know how much to pull out of me. So when I was on the weekend, I was drinking beer and having a good time, and I walked in there with 6 kilograms over.
Mm-hmm. So that's about 12 pounds.
And
that's a lot of weight.
I don't know, it was 6. I know you put that much on, you're gonna have nothing but pain doing that dialysis.
Because they got to take it off.
Oh, and it's painful.
In 4 hours.
And now I average like 1.5.
You kidding?
Yeah, I don't even put 2 on too much.
Wow.
And if I put 2 on, I tell her take half today and take half Wednesday.
Because
I'm gonna get it off, because I keep it off,
That's good.
But I'm still going to the bathroom too, like some people.
Which is good.
They said some people stop doing that.
So some people don't make any urine.
Yeah,
so
I
what
can't
they
even
put
see that.
in is just like a jar. You put that fluid in, and there's no way for it to come out. And so what it does is it fills up in your lungs, and that's why some people have to go to the emergency room. They go into congestive heart failure because all that fluid you put in got to go someplace.
Well, I don't want no problem like that. I just say, ooh. Lady told me I was going to have that problem. I said, well, I ain't having it, so don't wish it on me. Don't give it to me. Wish it on somebody else.
Just take it. But see, people don't believe that. And things that some patients do it on dialysis, there are commercials around now says, you should have had a V8. Well, the problem is that V8, a patient came to the ED, emergency room at Bay State, with a potassium of 8 to go along with that V8. He thought that the V8, the commercial said you should have had a V8. He thought if he drank a lot of that V8, that it's going to it's made mainly of tomatoes.
So he potassium himself to death.
He nearly did. He coded twice at Bay State. He coded twice in the emergency room that same night. Because the commercials, they're not for people in renal failure. Those are people who have normal renal function that can handle the potassium. He didn't handle the potassium well. He chose not to go to his unit to dialyze. The smart move, he went to the emergency room. But he coded there, he survived. But you all have to be aware of some things that you cannot do.
But they don't talk enough about dialysis, I don't believe, personally, to the public. Everybody say you're on dialysis. That's all and all you hear is the more grumpy stories about how people don't want to go and they'll let themselves die and all that. I ain't trying to die, so I ain't got that problem. It don't bother me to go or not go, you know what I mean?
And the nurses say you're an excellent patient. You come in there and you keep your appointment. So some people think you dialyze and they can go away 4 or 5 days and come back. Yeah, that's not a smart thing to do.
Yeah, you'll find them in a room somewhere.
On the buy now, pay later plan.
Yeah. That's how that goes.
Because some of them don't want to do what they're supposed to do. But if you're able to do, it makes it not as bad being on dialysis. Because sometimes some people don't have the other option. You have the option of someday being transplanted. But some people don't have that option because they're not transplant candidates. And their dialysis is the only choice you have. Really, when your kidneys stop functioning, one, you go on dialysis, either hemo peritoneal dialysis, where you put the fluid in your belly. That's another type of dialysis. So you have dialysis, transplant, or
fluid in your belly?
That's a type of dialysis.
Oh, I never heard that one.
Well, when you're at the unit, ask them to show you a cycler for people that have the fluid. You put the fluid in the belly, it stays there for a period of time, and it equilibrates, and then it drains off. So that's peritoneal dialysis.
That doesn't sound good.
Well, some people love it. They put all the fluid in at night and let it drain out the next morning.
Yeah, some people do themselves too and all that.
Yeah, they do home dialysis. You can do home dialysis.
I'm not even interested in it. No.
Because they would have set you up for home dialysis.
They asked me what I want to do. I said I'm not even interested. No,
well, you seem to be doing really, really well on.
No, they give you a chart. They come and check you, give you a chart to tell you how you're doing every. I think it's every.
The nutritionist will come.
I don't know who it is. She comes and she tells you about how everything is and everything
your phosphate,
going. How everything going.
Whether or not you're anemic.
I always got a star, so I'm good.
What can I say?
She give me a star. She said, "I'm giving you a star, Mr. Scott. I get a star." So as long as I keep the star, I'm doing all right.
That's good. So I know you're thinking about transplant.
Yeah, definitely.
That's another option, and that's good. You're fortunate that you have the possibility of being transplanted at some point in the future. But now that you're on dialysis, you seem to have adjusted really well. Now, for people who are going to look at this tape, what would you want to tell them about dialysis?
I said don't be scared with it, and always try to get you another kidney. I don't think that nobody should just be satisfied with just doing this. But be grateful you can do this, because you wouldn't be here if you couldn't do this.
Right.
So, I say be grateful for that. That's a blessing all by itself that you can still stay alive, because I wouldn't be alive if I couldn't do dialysis right now. And I still say I still have fun. I still go and dance. I still drink beer now and then and party. And I'm still myself. You know what I mean? I'm still myself. And you can still live your life just the way you live in your life. You just have to limit things. You have
Make some modifications.
You have to do it, but that's all part of life. When you got a job, you got a boss you can't stand, you got to learn how to work around them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody, you have to modify things. So, I'm happy though. I'm happy with that. I met Dr. Whitaker to take me through this stage, till I got to this stage, because I wasn't even ready for it. No kind of way was I ready for it at all. I wasn't even thinking this kind of way. My head wasn't even on that way. And and with time, everything showed. But the way I went with it made it easier for me to go into it. And I had a couple of problems in the beginning with the arms and all that kind of stuff. But all in all, I'm still happy having me a good time. I got no complaints.
Well, I think you've made the adjustment. You made modification in your life. Sometimes I tell people they don't want to talk with me about dialysis. And I say, if they told you a hurricane was coming, that you have to get ready. And it doesn't mean, I got some patients that got ready for dialysis that are not on dialysis yet. But if they announce that there's a hurricane coming, you got to get certain supplies and get ready. It's the same thing with this I looked at certain things and I said, well, I think we got to get ready.
Yep.
And these are the things we need to do to get ready and go from there. And you adjusted really well, and I have to say I'm very proud of you, how you've done.
Yeah! So, excuse me.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
And
All right, thank you.
thank you very much, and thank you for looking, and hopefully you learned a lot, because he's a great guy to learn from. Thank you.